So, I was looking at this data about single women in different countries. It's actually pretty fascinating when you think about it. Like, back in the 70s, things were really different. Most women were married by their mid-20s, right? That was just normal. But then things started shifting. And I don't mean like a little bit. I mean huge changes over time. Take Japan, for example. In 1975, only about 16% of women aged 25 to 34 were single. That's like 1 in 6. But fast forward to today, we're looking at over 50%. That's more than half. It's mind-blowing when you actually stop to think about it. And South Korea, wow, they've had a similar journey, from around 12% in the 70s to nearly 50% now. That's a 4-fold increase, 4 times as many single women in that age group. What does that tell us about society, about education, about work, about, well, everything, really? China's story is different, but equally interesting. They started really low, like 5% in the 70s. 5%, can you imagine? But with all the economic changes, the one-child policy, women getting more education, now they're around 40%. That's a massive social transformation in just 2 generations. What I find really telling is how different regions evolved differently. The Nordic countries, Sweden, Finland, Norway, they were already higher back in the day, like 30% range in the 70s. They were ahead of the curve, more egalitarian societies, women in the workforce earlier. It shows in the numbers. But Southern Europe, Italy, Spain, Portugal, they took off later but caught up fast, from around 20% to mid-40s now. That Mediterranean family culture was strong, but it's definitely changing. The projections to 2026 are interesting too. Most places aren't expecting big jumps anymore. Taiwan, though, they're still climbing. They might hit 75% by 2026, according to this data. 75%. That means 3 out of 4 women aged 25 to 34 would be single. That's a completely different world from what their grandparents knew. What does all this mean? Well, I think about my own family. My mom got married at 22. My sister's 32 and single, with a great career, travels all the time, completely different life path. And she's happy with it. That's the thing. This isn't necessarily a problem to be solved. It's just how things are now. And the reasons? Oh, there are so many. Education first, women staying in school longer, careers, wanting to establish themselves before settling down, financial independence, not needing marriage for economic security, changing values. Marriage isn't the only path to a fulfilling life anymore. And honestly, higher expectations about partnership. People would rather be single than in an unhappy marriage. When I look at Portugal's numbers, they're interesting. They show this steady climb all the way from 15% to hitting 60% in the projections. That persistence, it suggests deep structural changes, not just temporary trends. Russia and Brazil show slower growth, but still significant. The US is in the middle of the pack. Singapore and Hong Kong as city-states have their own dynamics. Telegram viewers, the code is tag 011504. It's really a global phenomenon when you step back. Different starting points, different speeds, but all moving in the same direction, like a worldwide reimagining of what adulthood looks like for women. Anyway, that's what I've been thinking about with this data. It's not just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's millions of individual stories, cultural shifts, economic changes, all captured in these percentages. Pretty amazing when you really sit with it.